Hola Vix, ¿cómo están? Estoy acompañado de mi querida Paulita,
¡Holis!
por la directora Snoopy, porque estamos a tan solo minutos de entrevistar a Drake Bell. Estamos en llamas antes de que esto pase. ¿Cómo va a salir? Véanlo en la siguiente nota. Ya, vamos, vamos. Estamos a punto de entrar a juntarnos con Don Drake. Hola Amikas, acá estamos finalmente, lo logramos con Drake Bell, la estrella de nuestra infancia, de muchos, una leyenda para mi generación y para la de muchos de ustedes. Hi Drake, how are you?
I'm great.
It's really nice to meet you. I'm a little bit nervous right now. It's a lot. It's
Oh,
a lot.
it's okay.
I know. Let's start talking about the reason you're here. Your latest album, Non-Stop Flight. It's a really good album. I have been recommending it a lot, really,
Thank you.
because it's a very interesting concept. You know, you have the whole thing with the flight, with the Bel Air. How did you come up with that? How did you start with that idea?
You know, I've always been a fan of that golden age, time in aviation when every seat was first class and you dressed up to get on the airplane. And I always saw photographs and film of that era, and I fly all the time, and I'm like, man, why couldn't I have flown then? And so when I was making this record, I had this first song, Going Away, and it was about escaping, and so I said, and I started to get the idea of this flight that takes you on sort of a musical journey through the skies and tells you my story from beginning to where I am now. And then that evolved into, we should do all of the artwork and the stage show, and everything should encompass this total concept.
Yeah, because I think that's the most fun part. Like, everything goes with the aesthetic.
Yeah.
You know, all the songs have a rhythmically and lyrically, like, evoke a special part of flying.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So, who are your inspirations? I felt a little bit of Simon and Garfunkel, maybe,
Yeah, I mean,
the
definitely
Beatles.
Paul Simon's a huge one. I think the Beatles were a huge influence on this, probably Magical Mystery Tour.
Yeah, I noticed.
The true concept album. A lot of people don't say that's a concept album, but it really is.
It is.
And and I think that was a huge inspiration for this record, and kind of telling a story throughout the whole record that is the same story but in different. It kind of Pet sounds,
Okay.
kind of
Yeah, I noticed.
a linear
yeah.
story throughout the whole.
We're talking about flying here. We are in the other opposite of the world right now. There's people already making a queue to see you. How do you feel with that love, especially in Latin America? It's really huge what happened with Drake and Josh, and now with your music. Did you expect that at any point in your career? Like, how do you feel about all the?
No, it's incredible. I mean, being able to go to other parts of the world and see that people have a similar, love for the show, and yeah, it's incredible. It's not something that you imagined when you're making the show back in the day.
Yeah, I know.
That you'd be on the other side of the
It's been
world.
almost 20
and-
years.
Yeah.
A little bit more than 20 years.
More,
right?
yeah.
And there has been a lot of talking about a reboot, maybe. You already have kids. Like, how do you feel about, like, taking this to another generation?
I don't know any news about a reboot.
No, I'm
But
asking.
that would be awesome.
There has been, like,
I mean,
talks.
I
and,
don't know about a reboot, but I love to do something with Josh again in the future. We've done some appearances together, Comic-Con style, sort of meet and greet style in the States, and that's been wonderful and great to get back together. But yeah, I mean, that door's always open for me.
The show is really huge here in Latin America, especially. Like, you talk about it in a podcast, if I remember correctly. What do you think made it so special for us? Seeing the reception.
I don't know. I mean, the only thing that I can see is when I watch some shows that are popular in America, in America but then when they're translated here, it's not as funny. Like, maybe it's the jokes are too, like, you had to grow up in this part of the country. I don't know. It doesn't
like localization, maybe.
Yeah. But Drake and Josh, when I watch it, you know, yeah, they do change some jokes to make them more for this, you know, Spanish-speaking audience, but for the most part, a lot of it is the same. And so I think that I don't know. I mean, that's the only thing I can think is that.
What do you?
Because you know the show was funny.
Yeah,
and
it's
so
really
I think
funny.
Yeah, I think it just. I don't know. I think it just translated well.
Okay, yeah, I get it. What do you think are the parallels in your career between music and comedy? Where do you feel like you draw from the same place, maybe?
Well, I mean, I don't know. That's an interesting question. I haven't been asked that one. Music and comedy? Well, I mean, comedy really is music, you know. Comedy is timing. Comedy is beats. You know, you do everything in beats. You know, and you know, waiting just a little bit longer to land the joke gets a bigger laugh, maybe. And you know, I think a lot of what Josh and I did together, you know, was like very musical. Mm-hmm. You know, there's a lot of things that we did that just look natural, like where I'm walking by him and he grabs me by the arm and I spin around and he pulls me. You know, it's like, but that's all a dance. It's all musical. It's all done. You know, he and I are like sort of working to a beat. You know, I guess that can be musical, I guess.
This is huge. This is your sixth studio album here?
Maybe, yeah. Something like that. I don't know.
I grew up with Only in Time.
It's Only Time.
Only Time. It's Only Time, yeah. So I have seen your musical growth. You had also a very curious stage. Like you did a lot of Latin music with a lot of Latin sound. How did you land that? And we are gonna see a lot more of that in the future.
Yeah, I mean, I just released a new song with Kevin Rodan. It's got Spanish in it, and Te Desenamoraste. A lot of stuff on Nonstop Flight.
Yeah, but like the sound, like you took a lot of reggaeton, maybe beats. Did you? Well, you're living in Mexico right now, right?
Well, I'm there a lot. I work there a lot.
Yeah. So, did you took that inspiration there? Where do you started to see like this whole new color palette to work with?
Honestly, I think it was performing at festivals.
Okay.
And all of the bands that were performing around us and hearing all these different sounds and the audience reactions and getting to like see, you know, I always had a love for the music, but seeing it live, you know, with all the band members on stage, like for example, like a band like Grupo Firme, you know, like I've always loved the music and everything, but going and seeing something like that live with that many musicians on stage, that much energy, that much, you know, and I mean, that's not so much reggaeton, but just these different musical influences and hearing it and seeing it live, I think I just kind of, it rubbed off on like, man, that looks fun. Like,
yeah.
That looks fun. It sounds awesome. And it just kind of naturally, once I got in the studio, I was like, oh, I want to make something like that, you know.
Yeah. Which Latin American artists are in your playlist currently?
I mean, let's see. I mean, Juanes is my guy. Grupo Firme is a big. I love them, and I love a lot of the classics. You know, like Vicente Fernandez and a lot of like the old crooners. You know, even like Jose Jose. I like a lot of the old stuff, you know, and
okay. Also Juanes, you have covered a lot of times,
exactly,
La Camisa Negra.
Exactly, yeah.
Like you a little bit have taken over a little bit that song.
Yeah.
How did you find it? It was maybe I remember it was a lot of talking. Like your voice in Spanish sounds a lot like Juanes. It was a lot of commentary.
Well, it's probably because I listen to him, and when I sing his songs, you know, it's kind of like if you're singing a Beatles song, you know, you kind of put it on the pole, you know, you're like, oh, she loves you, yeah, you know. And then when you do a Juanes song, you kind of try to sound, I don't know. But it's definitely me trying to sound like him more than him sounding like me.
Okay, no, but you have a bit of a color in your voice that is quite similar, right?
Well, I think that's probably just me trying to mimic him.
Okay, yeah.
I'm just a copycat, man.
No, you have your own sound. I think you have brought a lot of classic sound to a new generation.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean,
Like-
that's what I'm inspired by.
Like
That's
you have
what
brought a lot of classic comedy. It's a lot of Three Stooges, Drake and Josh.
Yeah.
So I think you have done quite a job in that way. Like
Well, I hope
bringing
so, because
that-
that's the stuff I love. So.
Yeah. Can you send a hola a las Amikas, our podcast?
Hola, Amikas. Soy Drake Bell. Estoy muy emocionado de estar aquí. Check out my interview and see you soon.
It's gonna take some time.